Welcome back to Fast Market on the TD Ameritrade Network. I'm Tom White, and I'm joined by my co-host Kevin Hinks. But also joining us once again is Landon Swan, the co-founder of LikeFolio.com. Now, Landon, we've broken down the basis of what LikeFolio does, gathering data, consumer data, and analytics, and how you guys measure that. Now we want to actually put that into play here. And the name that we picked out today is Tesla, and that's one we've covered before. But I think it's a great way for our viewers to kind of grasp a hold of what you guys do. This stock's had a range of about $540 to $1,240 in 2021. But what kind of data are you guys seeing out of LikeFolio on this name that is highly volatile?
Yeah, this is not for the faint of heart. I completely agree. Fun name to trade if it goes your way. This is actually one that we've loved for quite a while. Early data on LikeFolio years ago pointed out the bullish move far before the stock moved. People really are flocking to these cars, and it's a viral kind of nature. I think when you get in one and you drive one, if you ever do the test drive where somebody has it on the I forget the name of the mode, ludicrous or whatever, and they floor it, and your head goes back. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. So we look at the tweets on this, and I tell you what, Tesla is looking very, very strong. If you look at how well they've done over the last, over the last few quarters, they're actually on pace for a very strong year-over-year growth rate. They're delivered, I think, 240,000 vehicles this last quarter. And if you look at the people talking about electric vehicles, I mean, it is Tesla, right? You've got three little companies that are up and coming. Don't count them out. But the fact that they are, 3% of the total pie, this is Tesla's world. They are EVs, and it's a trend that is doing extremely well. Look at this chart here. Electric vehicle demand up 191% year over year. And if you go back a little bit further, it's, if you go back to January of 2019, we're 5x where we were, so up 400%. Really, really strong. And actually, what's interesting is if you look at the gas, people talking about gas prices, it's about 4x what it was at the beginning of 2019, 2 years ago. So it's wild to see the correlation between not only is this car really popular and it's awesome, it has lots of features, and it's a next step up, but it is highly correlated to gas prices, and of course gas prices are through the roof right now, so it's just pushing more and more people into electric vehicles. And we just saw, when you talk about electric vehicles online, 97% of the time you're talking about a Tesla, so they own that space, and they're doing extremely well.
Landon, when you bring up Tesla, obviously this company and their CEO are a very polarizing unit of people. But we can always talk about valuation with Tesla, but you also have to talk about growth. And your growth that you measure on this name just continues to get better. Now, Tesla has corrected from the mid-1200s down to right about $900 over the last several weeks. Now, that could be because of overall overbought. It could also be because of Elon Musk selling stock, right? Raising about $14 billion to pay about $11 billion in income taxes. But that creates a divergence, right? In the price of the stock and the overall intent that you show. And their space in this sector is dominant, as your data shows. So how do you guys look at a stock that has been trending lower lately versus a nothing but going higher data coming from LikeFolio?
Sure. I mean, you say correction, I say opportunity. I think it's on sale here, and the future's in our mind. The future looks very, very bright for Tesla. The purchase intent alone. I mean, if you'd asked me what the chart of purchase intent for Tesla looked like 3 years ago, I would have said a hockey stick. It was unbelievable. You can't even see it here on this chart because the recent years have grown even more. So it's like a hockey stick that continues and continues upward and is another hockey stick. So if you look at the purchase intent on Tesla, it's on pace for plus 71% year over year, plus 50% in the quarter, on pace for an all-time high when we're talking about a fiscal quarter demand. So this company is getting people interested in electric vehicles in a way that none have ever done before. And I think they're doing it with a high quality product. So I say that this correction is an opportunity for the longer term bet. And I agree, it can be, it's a polarizing company, polarizing head figure. I do love that he's, kind of given it to some senators and is the highest paying tax individual ever, right? That's incredible that he's putting that out there. But shareholders may not like that he's sold all those. Putting a poll on Twitter and doing that's a little bit wild. And if you're a shareholder and that's why your stock went down, maybe you don't like him so much. I get it. But the man produces a fantastic car. The company is doing extremely well with consumers. They love it. Happiness is extremely high. Purchase intent is extremely high. And if the stock is off, I think that's an opportunity.
Yeah, and Landon, I think a lot of people look on the fundamental side of Tesla, right? And does the stock price warrant what's going on? But if you just look at your data, and I think this is a perfect example of what you guys provide at LikeFolio.com, is the fact that, well, if you look at consumer sentiment on this product and, purchase intent alone, that also gives some credence to where maybe the stock is trading at this point. But, with Musk, the transformation that, everybody's doing, EVs are still only 8 to 10% of all cars sold, and that's going to rapidly change. Is that why you continue to see the sentiment and data not wavering anytime soon?
Yeah, I think so. I think that it would be difficult to justify a PE ratio where it's at if 90% of cars were electric vehicles and most of them were Teslas, right? There's no growth opportunity there, but there is such a growth opportunity. Just like you talked about, most cars out there, the vast majority are gas-powered vehicles, not electric, and Tesla dominates this growing segment. So this is a rising tide situation, and this is by far, this is the easy, of all the rising tides that we talk about, you want to get the ship that's the best? This is the easiest to pick the best ship up. I mean, Tesla is by far the market leader in this sector, and people have just for the last, this chart speaks for itself. For the last year and a half, it's just incredible how much electric vehicle demand is going up, and almost all of it is going towards Tesla. So I think that they do have, the PE ratio, the valuation is very high, but they do have the opportunity to grow into that and justify that. And of course, it's a speculation. You're not going to get a 5 PE ratio on a company like this, but I think that they can reward investors who are willing to take that chance over the next few years, as they did 3 years ago, right? I mean, I think you could have this exact same conversation 3 years ago, and they've done nothing but deliver. And now I think that they're just poised to continue to do so in the future. Yeah,
it has been a buying the dip type of environment over the last several years in this name. And you guys always bring the good stuff on Tesla for us. And it's been working out pretty well according to the stock at this point. So, Landon, you guys think this is a buying opportunity? We're going to go with that on an example trade in a little bit. Thanks so much for bringing all the great info on not only LikeFolio.com, but also breaking down Tesla for us, Landon.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.